Alright, dear friends, welcome. My name is Odukpani Babatokbe, and I'm here making a presentation on head teachers resource mobilization and public primary school goals attainment in Odukpani local government area of Cross River State, Nigeria. This was a paper that was co-authored by myself and Ekere Scholastica Serial of the Department of Educational Management, Faculty of Education, University of Calabar, Nigeria. This paper was published by International Journal of Science and Research, Volume 8, Issue 6 of June 2019, with paper ID ART 201-98507. Introduction. You will quite agree with me that educational resources globally is the key to ensuring that schools become institutions where students work in unity, gain knowledge from each other, and benefit from a supportive school environment, and consequently capitalize on students' learning so that all students achieve their full learning potentials. Abayomi and Olukayode 2006 noted that students' learning outcomes in schools are largely dependent on availability and appropriate management of educational resources because students acquire relevant skills using these resources in school since they are at the receiving end. Primary education in the Nigerian perspective is seen as a sowing ground for all other levels of education. That is why in section 4, page 12 of the National Policy on Education 2004 as revised, described primary education as the education given to children between the ages of 6 years and 11 years respectively. The Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004 likened primary education to the key which opens to success or failure of the whole educational system. Primary schools in Nigeria and in Odukpani local government area, to be precise, are faced with the challenge of brilliance learning outcomes. This is evidenced in the production of low quality learners, as many of these learners or pupils can not easily read, write, or even have the ability to think and reflect as expected of them, whereby this poses a challenge of them becoming useful to self and society at large. The identified problem in this regard may not be unconnected with the poor resource mobilization of head teachers, a parameter which caused the researchers to go into carrying out the study. The purpose of this study was to find out the relationship between head teachers resource mobilization and public primary school goals attainment in the area of study. Specifically, the research aimed at finding out whether the indices of head teachers resource mobilization, which are financial resource mobilization, physical resource mobilization, as well as human resource mobilization, has any relationship with primary school goals attainment. Consequently, this purpose was translated into research questions and statement of hypotheses which directed the study. The study adopted a survey research design where a population of 940 teachers were drawn from 65 primary schools in the area of study. A sample of 330 teachers were drawn using simple random sampling technique from 33 public primary schools. Data was collected through an instrument entitled Head Teachers Resource Mobilization and Primary School Goals Attainment Questionnaire. A reliability coefficient of 0.93 was obtained using Cronbach Alpha reliability method, which proved the instrument to be reliable and suitable to measure that which it purported to measure. The result of the study revealed a significant relationship between the indices or the component of head teachers resource mobilization, which are financial resource mobilization, physical resource mobilization, and human resource mobilization, and school goals attainment. Based on the findings of the study, it was concluded that head teachers resource mobilization, with particular reference to the indices earlier highlighted, had significant relationship with primary school goals attainment. This implies or this infers that when resources are adequately mobilized, The likelihoods of attaining school goals attainment in this regard are convincing. Premise on the outcomes of the study. It was recommended, among other things, that 1. Head teachers should look beyond the expectations of government funding schools alone and think on other viable sources of mobilizing resources that would make for effective and efficient goals attainment in schools. 2. Head teachers should be encouraged to put up measures and methods that will make them become prudent in resource mobilization to increase efficiency in the use of available resources. I'd like to thank you so much for listening to this presentation.